Guys, James Carter TV here to recap the Baltimore Ravens' victory over the Cleveland Browns, and I'm gonna have to dish some hard truth out there to both of these teams, but specifically the Cleveland Browns. You guys are a very bad football team, and I should be teaching to the choir. I mean, Cleveland Browns fans should understand this, should realize this, should process this. But I want you to understand where I'm coming from because I'm a fan of a bad team. I'm a fan of the Tennessee Titans football team, which is a bad football team, so I can recognize what a bad football team is since I watch that football team each and every week, much to the dismay of my heart, of my mind, and of my well-being. And I can tell you this, that both of these teams, specifically the Cleveland Browns, are bad football teams. And the Cleveland Browns, they keep inventing new ways to lose. And I sat here watching the game. And I sat here watching the final play. And I sat here next to my roommate George and I said the following. I said, they're going to block it. They're going to return it for a touchdown. And he can attest to this. And this is what because honestly, we were discussing this. When you have two bad teams like this, any end result of the game is possible. I mean, anything is possible. Now, nothing is improbable or impossible when two bad teams are going up against one another because they will invent and find new ways to lose games. Now, I mean, there's been games lost in this format before, so this isn't exactly a groundbreaking new way to lose a game. But it was a very improbable thing to do. You have to work hard to do this sort of thing. I mean, the field goal attempt was so awful, so horrible, that only the Cleveland Browns, to me, would be able to attempt such a thing. It was so low. I mean, the thing went about 5.5 feet, maybe 6 feet off the ground. I mean, absolutely horrible. Of course it's going to be blocked. I could have blocked it. Anyone could have blocked that. I think the dwarf on Game of Thrones could have blocked this field goal attempt. It was that low. It was that bad. And it was obviously going to be returned for a touchdown. Will Hill the third or the second or wherever he is, he's not the fastest guy in the world, and yet he just walked up the sideline all the way to the touchdown because this was going to be the fortune for the Cleveland Browns. They were going to lose this game. They're going to lose each and every game for the rest of the season. The only one they have a hope of winning is when they host the San Francisco 49ers. And I believe the San Francisco 49ers are a better team at this juncture than the Cleveland Browns. So I'll give me the 49ers to beat the Cleveland Browns. I think the Browns lose every game. I think they fire Mike Pettin. I think they get rid of Manziel. I think they get rid of McCown. I think they get rid of Davis. I think they draft Paxton Lynch with their first overall pick in the 2016 NFL Draft. And we'll see how that one turns out. But it will be a new regime in Cleveland. This much I know to be true. Now, on the flip side of things, the Baltimore Ravens, I will excuse how bad you are. I will excuse it because, quite honestly, the Baltimore Ravens are the most injured team I've ever seen in my entire life. When you've had your starting quarterback, running back, your best three wide receivers, your starting tight end, your tackle, your best franchise left tackle has been out for games. You have your outside linebacker. These guys have been out for the year. I mean, for the year. Out for the season, they've been out. Now, some of them have played half the season or whatever, but a lot of them out for the year, never played a game. Like their first-round rookie, Brashad Perriman, hasn't played a freaking game. All right, so I will excuse how bad you are. But you're still bad. And you're still, I think, going to lose out because this one was the only game I could see you winning. You won it, but I don't see many more on the schedule. And you should be fine with that by now because you should understand we suck. Let's tank and let's draft Jalen Ramsey. This should be your plan. Or maybe Joey Bosa if you're on that train, but I don't suggest you get on that train because I don't think he'd be a great 3-4 outside linebacker. But point is this. Both these teams aren't very good. Mike Pettin's gonna get out of there. I mean, you can't go 2-9. They're 2-9. They're gonna be 2-14. Every semblance of the football team that was Cleveland last year has disappeared. Their defense is awful. Their running game is non-existent, and those were the two things they built their foundation on last season. Those things have completely dissipated. There's absolutely no reason to keep Mike Pettin. Absolutely none. My only trepidation and pause and hesitation is who you're gonna get because I understand that this is the NFL and once the job opens up, you want to get a job and okay. But man, are people really that willing to coast the Cleveland Browns? It just seems like what is going to end the Browns' oppression? I mean, this oppression's been going on for decades. I mean, will it ever end? I mean, I don't see it ending anytime soon. We'll see who they hire in the offseason, but the Browns' issues and oppression continues. The Ravens, this is just one down year. They'll be back next year. They'll win a Super Bowl within the next decade. This is what they're going to do. The Browns, I can't nearly say the same. Until next time, James Carter TV, I'm out. Peace.